Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to start our new chapter number 6 of science, tissues. This is the biology chapter and we are going to study about two types of tissue. One is animal tissue and one is plant tissue. So let's move with flow chart first of all. Tissue, there are two types of tissue, animal and plants. First of all, we will study about plants. Then in second part, there are two parts of students this video. In first part, we will discuss about plant tissue and in second part, we will discuss about animal tissue. Okay. So in plant tissue, there are mainly two types, meristematic and permanent. Okay. First of all, you learn this flow chart. First of all, you learn this flow chart. Otherwise, in further chapter, you will be difficulties to understand and you will felt difficulties to understand the topics and to remember the definition and their names. Okay. So first of all, you learn the flow, these names and flow charts. Hello. So I said that to learn the all these names, so there will be no difficulties further in chapter. So first of all, there are two types of tissue, meristematic and permanent. Meristematic are for growth and permanent for our meristematic and permanent. Meristematic for growth and permanent for protection. Okay, there are three types of meristematic: apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue, and lateral meristematic tissue. We will study further. Okay, so in permanent tissue there are two types: simple and complex. There is another division in simple and complex. In complex there are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And there are also two types of parenchyma: parenchyma and chlorenchyma. Okay. In simple there are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And in complex there are two types: xylem and folium. Okay. Now these are the topics. These are the topics of only plant tissues. Okay. These are the topics only of the plant tissues. The another remaining. Okay, I think that stand has been shaken. Wait for 2 minutes. So students, as I have said that in plant there are meristematic and permanent. In meristematic, apical, intercalary, and lateral. In permanent, simple, complex. And in further division of simple is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma, and in complex, xylem and folium. So let's move to a particular topic. For meristematic, for a particular apical, for intercalary, lateral, for permanent, simple, complex. What is the further division? Parenchyma, for collenchyma, for sclerenchyma, for xylem, for folium. Okay, let's do further division and study more detailed about them. Okay, so let's continue with our topic, plant tissue in meristematic. First of all, let's cover meristematic, then we will do permanent. So students, we are on meristematic tissue. I am reciting merist. We are on meristematic tissue. As I have told in the intro that meristematic tissue are for growing tissue. They are known for growing tissue. That means they make the plant bigger, from smaller to bigger. Then they increase the girth. Girth means the stem of the plant is only like this. When it grow, it become thick. Okay, so this is growing of plant in length, in branches, in leaves. So that is called growing part. And the growing part is known as meristematic tissue. There are three types of meristematic tissue: apical meristematic, intercalary meristematic, and lateral meristematic. So apical meristematic tissue, it present at the top and the bottom, at the root, top of the root as well as top of the stem. That means top of the stem. Okay, and at the there are roots, the top of the root. They increase the length of root as well as the top of the stem. You know that we plant small shrubs or herbs in our garden. They are growing not growing suddenly, they are growing time to time. Their stem is only of that much, and when they grow they become very tall and very big, okay, in size also. So how they become tall and big? They become tall due to apical meristematic tissue. They be increasing in length, so it is known as increasing in length present at the top of root and stem. Increase the length of plant. Now let's do intercalary. We notice that in bigger tree there are more number of branches and more number of leaves. So the intercalary present at the nodes. What is meant by nodes? Nodes means a part between the branch and the tree. This is called nodes. You think that a new branch is grown from here, so due to intercalary present at between them, due to intercalary the new branch is formed. Increase the length of branch and numbers, okay, and numbers. Increase the length of branch as well as its number. Now let's see lateral. What is meant by lateral? Here the example of lateral. When we plant shrubs of tulsi, when we plant a shrubs of a tulsi, it is no. When we plant a tree of mango, it is like only this, like only this. When it convert into this, the girth means when you was born, your fat is about this much. Your fat is about this much. But when you grow, you are increasing in your length as well as in your breadth. Okay, so initially increasing in breadth, so it is known as increasing in the radius. It increasing the radius, okay, of plant. So they are present at the sides of the trees and plant. So here we have completed our meristematic tissue. Now let's move to, further on permanent tissue, and there are two types of permanent tissue: simple and complex. There are further division of complex as well as simple. Okay, let's see. And also students, when the meristematic tissue convert into permanent tissue, they lose their growing capability. That means if apical tissue is become old, you can say that if you become old, you cannot do any work. You are just sitting at the home and doing not doing fun, just sitting at the home and taking rest. Like that, the apical tissue is young, so it is for growing. These all are young, so they are for growing. When they become old, they will convert into permanent, so they will not do any work, they will not grow, they will only protect the plant. Okay, so let's move further on simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Now students, we are on simple permanent tissue. So we are on simple permanent tissue. There are three main types: permanent, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Let's start with parenchyma. In parenchyma is supporting tissue and storaging and thin walls. Parenchyma is supporting tissue in plant. Okay, these are plant tissues. Then it stores the food. Because the large air cavity is present in there. Okay, and their walls are very thin. Very thin walls are present. There are another type of parenchyma. If air particles present in the tissue, that is known as air present is called parenchyma, and they helps to float the leaf plants on the surface of what? Water. On the surface of water. They helps to float on the surface of water. If there is air cavity, that means air particles present in the parenchyma, and it is known as parenchyma, and it helps to float on the water, on the surface of water. So if there is substance chlorophyll present called parenchyma, if chlorophyll present in the parenchyma, chlorophyll present in the parenchyma is known as cholenchyma. Chlorine. Students, don't confuse in colon and chlorine. Colon and chlorine. In colon there is CO, and chlorine CHERO. Okay. In cholenchyma there is not R. In chlorenchyma there is R is present. Okay. So if there is air cavity present and it helps to float on the surface of water, it is known as parenchyma. And if there is chlorophyll substance is present and it helps to do a process of photosynthesis, it is known as chlorenchyma. Okay, chlorenchyma. Now let's move in the colon. In cholenchyma, they are elongated, they are irregular at thick end. That means the parenchyma is very thin. They are very thin. Okay, they are very thin. But the cholenchyma is also thin. But at corners, when they are at corner, they are very thick. In the wall, they are not thick, but in the corner, they are thick. Okay, and thicken at the end and the supporting and give flexibility. You notice that if there is a storm or a rainy season or a wind is increasing its speed, so the plants are moving like this. They are not broken down and fall down. They do not break and fall down. Why? Because there is cholenchyma present. Students, cholenchyma give flexibility. Whenever you try to shake the any plant or a branch of a tree, its leaf will be float like this. It give flexibility. It will not completely move. It will not completely move. It will not completely break down. It will continuously moving. Okay, it will continuously moving. You have seen that when the air is coming, the leaves, those leaves which are become old, they fall, but the green leaves didn't fall. They shaking. Why they shaking? That because the cholenchyma is present. It gives flexibility, so they are not fall. They are move in the motion, start in the moving motion, so they are not fall. Okay, that is the main role of cholenchyma. Now let's see sclerenchyma. The cells of parenchyma and cholenchyma are living, but cells of sclerenchyma are dead. Cells of sclerenchyma are dead cells. They are thick wall. You will see that in parenchyma the walls at the corner at the middle they are thin. In cholenchyma, walls at the corner they are thick and at the middle they are thin. But in sclerenchyma, the walls are at the corner as well as at the middle. They both are thin and the dead cell are present. It gives mechanical support and it gives strength. Mechanical support plus gives strength. The example of coconut husk. We have eaten the husk. We notice that husk or a coconut or a what is the another example? We have seen the branches. Or the brown part of a tree. We can if we punch it, we hurt our hand. It hurts our hand because there are sclerenchyma present at its outer surface. It gives hardness and mechanical support and gives strength. Okay, their cells are dead and they are thick their walls are thick. Okay, we have completed our simple permanent tissue. Okay, now let's move forward in complex permanent tissue. Now let's see what is complex permanent tissue, and after doing complex permanent tissue, our topic plant tissue will be over. Then in second part we will do animal tissues. Okay, so let's see with complex tissue. Okay students, now we are on our complex permanent tissues. We are on complex permanent tissues. Sorry. Sorry students for disturbance. My book is fall on the stand. Sorry for disturbance. Now we are on complex permanent tissues. So there are two types of complex permanent tissues: xylem and phloem. So first of all, let's see about xylem. There are four components of a xylem. You have to write it in your book. I am dictating and write it. Tracheids, xylem fiber, xylem phloem, and you were confused in that. Let's start with our xylem. Xylem conduct water and minerals. It gives water and minerals to the organs of the plant and to the plants, and it give waters and minerals only from down to up. That means it take from root and give to the stem, and in this way, but not give all the way. While in phloem it conduct food and all in all direction. It conduct food and in all direction. Upward to downward, downward to upward, side to side, every side it give. Okay, so that is the main difference. And there are four components of xylem. Phloem fiber, phloem parenchyma, companion cell, sieve tubes. And there are four components of xylem: xylem fiber, xylem parenchyma, then trachea and tracheids. So don't forget that there is trachea and tracheids. Xylem fiber, xylem phloem, parenchyma. Okay, xylem parenchyma. So there are the four main components of xylem as well as phloem. Okay, xylem conduct water and minerals only down to up, and phloem conduct food in all direction. Okay, you can understand in this way. In all direction it conduct food. So here we are completed with. Okay, there are no. I want to say something. There is substance present in plants of desert. In desertic plant, there are substance present cutin. Okay, there is substance present cutin, which present at the epidermis. What is epidermis? A first protective layer of a plant. First protective layer of a plant is known as epidermis, and cutin is present on it. In desert plant only. Because why it is present in desert plant? We know that in desert plant there is very less probability to get water. So whenever if some rainfall is there, the roots absorb the water, and then it was evaporated by the stomata. In our usual plant. But there is present in desertic plant, there is a substance present cutin. It used to protect the water, store the water. It not allow the water to evaporate or mix in the atmosphere. It how can I say? It will protect the water. Inside. It will protect the water inside the plant. It will not allow the water to evaporate from its surface. Okay, so that's why the plants of desert are can grow easily. Otherwise there will be no any type of plant in desert. We can see a cactus plant. So this present called cutin is present only in cactus plant. I am thinking, not is given in textbook. Okay, that's why the plants of desert will not lose their water, because substance present cutin. So here we have completed our plant tissues. In part 2 This is part 1 video students, this is part 1. In part 2, we will discuss about animal tissues. There are 4 types of animal tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous tissue. So in part 2, we will do our animal tissue. Okay, so let's meet in part 2. Here this is the end of part 1. In part 1 we have done the plant tissues, and in part 2 we will done animal tissue. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you like the video. And thanks for watching. तब तक के लिए जय हिंद, जय भारत.